Today on Fresno State Focus, one man changes lives in the homeless community here in Fresno.
Plus, find out how students can save some of the cash inside their wallets.
And graduation is right around the corner. See how the class of 2018 is preparing. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello, and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Mitzi Cardenas.
And I'm Lindsay Hyatt. Today is National Walkout Day. Tens of thousands of high school students walked out of class today to speak out against gun violence, including hundreds who gathered outside the White House on Capitol Hill.
And I just have a couple simple questions for the people here, for the students here who are going to lead this movement. I want to know, are you prepared to do whatever it takes to beat the gun lobby? Are you going to hold every single person in this building?
Senator Chris Murphy told the crowd of students that they are on their way to victory and making history. Thousands of students participated in the walkout in California, including students at University High School on the Fresno State campus. Fresno Unified and Clovis Unified held events on campus for students to share their support for peace. National Walkout Day is meant to honor the 17 killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School 1 month ago today.
All eyes are on Pennsylvania and the special congressional election that pits Democrat Connor Lamb against Republican Rick Saccone. The two are 627 votes apart, with Lamb declaring victory. NBC News is calling Lamb the apparent winner, and the Associated Press is saying the race is too close to call. President Trump won this district by 20 points and campaigned twice in support of Saccone, as recently as last week. It's ASI election time. Sean Bradley is live right now outside the Henry Madden Library. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Mitzi. There's a big election coming up. 43 candidates are going for 11 positions plus senators. Also, students get a chance to vote for a new student union again after it fell through last time because students didn't want to pay for a high tuition for it. Also, a polling station will be out here on campus where students will get to vote for their favorite candidates, or they can go online and access it through via email where they get to vote for there as well. Also, the polling station will be out here in front of the Henry Madden Library next Tuesday through Thursday, March 20th through the 22nd. Live in front of the Henry Madden Library, Sean Bradley, Fresno State Focus.
There is a new interim head coach for the men's basketball team, Byron Jones.
For 7 seasons, he served as an assistant. Now he's a top dog after coach Rodney Terry accepted a job at UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso. Jones was the recruiting coordinator for the past 7 seasons. Coming up in sports, Jesse Tejeda talks with a Fresno State basketball player for more insight into the future of the team under new leadership. One of the greatest scientists of our time is gone. Stephen Hawking died last night at his home in England at the age of 76. At the age of 22, Professor Hawking was diagnosed with a rare form of motor neuron disease. The illness left him in a wheelchair and a voice synthesizer that enabled him to speak. The British scientist was known for his brilliant mind and with his study of black holes and relativity. Hawking is one of the greatest scientists of his generation, and his name will always be remembered.
You know, Stephen Hawking gave so much to the science community, and there's actually so many people like that who give to our community in Fresno. The giving spirit continues to grow here at Fresno State with the March Matchup, a fundraiser for the student cupboard. These are the latest numbers for the donations as we look live at the March Matchup website. So far, the amount raised is over $26,000, and it's only the second week.
March Matchup runs through the entire month of March. To donate to help the Fresno State Cupboard feed students, head to crowdfunding.com, fresnostate.edu.
Keeping up with the spirit of giving, our Fresno State Focus reporters met quite a few selfless people this week. With the homeless population in Fresno as one of the highest in the state, Katie Gogo shows us how one man is lending a hand to these people in need.
Over 200 sandwiches and 500 drinks. This is the job for one Fresno man and his team of volunteers. Gerald Brown's real job is a personal trainer, but he decided he wanted to make a change in the homeless community.
I just want to give back. I feel like if you have it, you should. Because if I was down and out, I would want somebody to give back to me as well.
Brown's personal connection with the homeless is another reason why he did this. That reason being the possibility of seeing his own family.
It hurts. It's strange, it's crazy, because we all grew up kind of the same, but just one wrong decision would change everything.
So Brown packed up the truck, and the next morning, he and his team went to Tent City, where for many, the sidewalk is considered home.
Did you get a great area, sir? Hey. There you go. Yep, here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Some choose to be here, whereas others don't have that choice. Whether it's escaping one harsh reality to go to another, to them, this is where they call home.
People go through hard times. You never know what someone has gone through, and you always want to help as much as you can, but sometimes you just got to give us what you got.
We're all humans. We all, each person out here has merit in their lives. They do mean something, and they are somebody. They could be somebody's mother, father, son, or daughter, but a lot of them are here not by choice, but by circumstance. Some are here running from abusive relationships, men and women. Some are here chasing the drugs. Some are here because they think it's an easy way to make money on the people that are suffering, and it's not right.
Regardless of the circumstance, Brown had one thing in mind: to make an impact.
Hopefully, they'll try to eat a little better, be a little healthier, be a little cleaner, and you never know who you're gonna touch, so hopefully it touches someone.
All it took was one bag of food and one drink to make a change on their lives.
Next time I'm gonna make like 500 sandwiches though.
Katie Gogo, Fresno State Focus.
Brown says he plans to continue to give back and is hoping to gather a team at least once a month to help him help others.
What qualities do you look for in a leader? Sean Bradley shows us how one man inspires Fresno State students to find the leader within themselves.
Be ready. You have to be ready.
Students from Fresno State are gathered here for the Leadership on Demand panel discussion, held by these three mentors sharing their secrets to success. But one of these mentors, however, stands out from the rest. Meet Fresno State EOP mentor, Jerry Gomez. Jerry's known for his energetic and outgoing personality, which is one of the many ways he impacts people around him.
I think right there, that's where I realized that I love impacting students' lives, right? And I think one of my models is empowerment. Empowering students is so amazing because there's so many students who struggle daily. They struggle through it could be homesickness, academically, personally.
Students aren't the only ones that are feeling this impact from Jerry, but other people are starting to take notice as well.
With Jerry, I can see that his energy makes students make that commitment to be successful. He, in a recent workshop, students got out of the seats. The students were able to take hands and participate in an activity.
Not only is Jerry able to impact students on campus with his presence and his energy, but he's also able to showcase his leadership skills, paving the way for future mentors.
I think a real leader is a leader who creates more leaders. And how do you do that? It's again like the empowerment. And I believe more in the self-empowerment model, having that conversation with them, being observant, and really knowing what are their strengths.
Jerry cares about his students by encouraging them and setting them up for success.
He advocates for them, and he always goes out of if he could, he'll go out of his way to help the student out, and he's always giving them words of encouragement.
Although Jerry has already made his presence known to people on campus, his journey has just begun. Sean Bradley, Fresno State Focus.
Jerry Gomez is not only involved with the Equal Opportunity Program, but you can find him through SupportNet in the basement of the Henry Madden Library, or the Stand Together as One club here on campus at Fresno State Focus. By the way, he was also an alum of the Fresno State Focus.
I wish he was able to take Fresno State Focus with us. I feel like we could learn a lot from Jerry.
A lot.
And coming up on Fresno State Focus,
See how ag business students are out in their own special classroom learning to work with unpredictable weather to ensure a productive harvest. And it's so important that they actually know these things, you know? All right, and now we're gonna see Katie Gogo.
Hi, I'm Katie Gogo. We'll take a look at your weather when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Welcome back. Behind me is a video I took earlier of the Fresno State Amphitheater right behind our own TV studio. As you can see, the skies are pretty gray. There's no rainfall at the moment, and there wasn't rainfall earlier. Now let's take a look at our satellite. So as you can see up here on the East Coast, there's some heavy snowfall with blizzard-like conditions happening. Now if we look over here on the West Coast, we're gonna see some rainfall in Utah, up in Seattle and Portland, Oregon, and down here in California as well, but let's take a look closer at our California. Now, the rain is coming up from Southern California up into Sacramento, San Francisco area. Now, this is a pretty warm storm. Snowfall is only happening in high elevation. Now, at our current temperatures in Fresno right now, it's 59 degrees, and as I mentioned earlier, the wind is pretty slow. It's not too bad. Now, currently up in Stockton, 59, 58 in Merced, Madera, 59, and Fresno, 61. Now, tonight it's going to get really cold. Shaver Lake, 17 degrees. There is a winter storm warning right now. We're expecting some snowfall down in Shaver Lake, and in Fresno, it'll be 43 degrees. Now, our air quality is good across the board until we get to Kings Canyon around Kern area. It is moderate. And for our 7-day forecast today, there was supposed to be rain, but we haven't seen it yet. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny, rain throughout the weekend, and then we'll come back into some cloudy weather and some sun next week. And that's a look at your weather. Back to you, Mitzi.
Thank you, Katie. Ag students at Fresno State are learning how weather in the Central Valley affects crops. There's concern recent storms, including this week, could hurt the upcoming harvest. I talked with an ag expert who's teaching students how to prepare for their future in the business of agriculture.
And we'll let steady hands dissect it, cut it open.
Dr. Jim Yeager is a crop expert. He's sharing his knowledge with ag students like Corey Gilman and Sarai Calderon.
I think the important thing about doing hands-on activity is you're learning by doing. You know, you can learn so many things in a classroom, but if you can't apply it outside to the real world, it's pointless.
Everything Sarai and Corey are learning is relevant to their careers. They both want to work in agriculture.
And we've got to see everything that he does, from pistachio harvests to seeing how the damage has affected, the freeze has affected damage in crops. It's not been normal classroom. We get to come out and see it as it happens, things that are relevant to ag, not theory.
The lessons the students learn in class stay consistent, but the Central Valley weather does not. And because of that, it affects trees like these.
Well, you have to look at it. Every crop's something different. The crops that are blooming right now, obviously, we've got dead bloom. We've killed, so that's impacting the harvest because we don't have anything to harvest.
Yeager is talking about the stone fruit trees. Hands-on experience has taught students, like Kyle Vieira, how the weather works and the damage it can cause.
We had a lot of hot weather during the wintertime, so then the flowers bloom, and then we run into, like I said earlier, a false spring. So then we have colder weather mixing in with that hot weather, and then we have a freeze. So when the freeze attacks the flower, the bud the fruit will abort.
Lessons when heard in the classroom don't have the same impact as they do when experienced in the field, which is why Sarai gets so excited when she talks about agriculture and Fresno State.
As soon as I entered high school, although, I joined my FA program and I knew that that was an industry for me. I started to grow a passion for it, and in that it ignited.
And as exciting as it is for Sarai, for Kyle, it brings a sense of peace.
It makes me happy, honestly. Everyone wants to do something that makes them happy, and agriculture makes me happy. I get to come out here sometimes, and it's very peaceful.
Both Kyle and Sarai want to work in agriculture when they graduate.
There's a top-notch athletic facility here on campus that's free for students. Joining us today is student manager of the Rec Center, Casey Jones, to tell us about everything that is offered. Thanks for joining us, Casey.
No problem. Glad to be here.
So aside from the fact that the Rec Center is free, what can students get when they come into the Rec Center?
So the Rec Center, besides the regular gym stuff we have, like the weight equipment, cardio equipment, we also we have 2 racquetball courts, and we have 2 regular-sized gyms, and you're able to check out any basketballs, volleyballs, any equipment that you may need with your student ID card. And as well as that, we have group fitness classes that take place throughout the day to fit your schedule. So you can choose which class you want to take that meets your interests and needs. And you just come in about 5 minutes before the class starts and join us. We also offer intramurals. It's $20 per team, so that's not technically free, but you could join as a free agent. And that's kind of similar to free agents in regular sports, to where you hop on a team that needs players. The $20 fee is for the entire team, and we have a variety of sports offered throughout the fall and the spring semesters.
Very cool. And so when I've come into the Rec Center, sometimes I see some bananas or water bottles on a table out front. Are those free for students?
Yeah, so we have these red buckets that we sit out there, and whatever's in there you can take. We have fresh fruit days at the health center. We pair up with them, and we also give out water bottles, keychains, stuff like that.
Very cool. Sounds good. I think students should check it out, definitely.
Come on down.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
we
you
really appreciate
for having me.
All right, we've been talking with Casey Jones, Student Recreation Center Manager. Along with the Rec Center, students have a lot more deals with just a swipe of their student ID card. The cards can be used for deals at places on and off campus. Deli Delicious and Chick-fil-A offer free drinks with your student ID. Students can also ride the Fax Bus for free, as well as services with the Resident Dining Hall and the Student Union. Some students aren't aware of the deals they can get.
Not all of them. I just found out about getting a free drink at Deli Delicious, and then being able to use the recreational center, the gym.
The Information Center also has discounts to places like the movies, theme parks, and some sporting events at Fresno State. For more information, you can call or search the Information Center on fresnostate.edu.
I actually think I'm going to head out to Chick-fil-A right after this.
Sounds good.
Coming up in sports, Jessie Tejeda shows us a closer look at one very special rec league that is getting kids involved.
Plus, find out how players feel about having new leadership next season. Stay tuned for sports.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Jessie Tejeda with your sports report.
As we talked about at the beginning of the newscast, men's basketball coach Rodney Terry is out, headed to El Paso, Texas. Byron Jones is now the interim head coach. He spent the last 7 seasons as an assistant coach and recruiting coordinator for the team. Joining us now to talk about the future of Bulldog basketball program is junior forward Sam Bittner. Thanks for being here today, Sam.
No problem, absolutely.
So what was your initial reaction, kind of the team's initial reaction after finding out Coach Terry was leaving?
The week before, it was circulating on social media. I mean, we see what you guys see, but it wasn't confirmed until 2 days ago. Coach Terry called a meeting, and then we all kind of knew what was coming. So it wasn't necessarily a surprise, but it was definitely disappointing losing your head coach.
Yeah, and you talk about losing your head coach. What's one thing you're going to miss the most about him?
Coach Terry's work ethic is something that stands out to me when we're going to miss him. He works harder than any coach that I've been around, and his intensity and his knowledge of the game is something we're going to miss.
And did he have a final message for you guys, kind of like a send-off message about his past 7 seasons here?
Before he left, he went down the line of each player, and he talked about how much he appreciated our work and how much he loved every single person and how we contributed to the season, and that was pretty much his message. He didn't really go into detail as to why he was leaving other than the fact that it was his family, but that was his message 2 days ago.
And just recently they named Byron Jones interim head coach. Does that make you guys feel comfortable as players knowing that you're going to have someone or have somebody right now that you guys are familiar with?
Oh, absolutely. There's not a player on the team that I would say doesn't like Coach Jones. Coach Jones, he's very personable, always makes sure that we're okay, is very involved in our personal lives. And so having that kind of figure rise up to be our head coach is just natural and feels good for each person.
And are there any similarities between Coach Jones and Coach Terry?
They both have an outstanding work ethic. They both know the game very well. They do have different approaches to coaching, but that's going to be normal because no 2 people are exactly the same.
And just very quickly, because we're running out of time, it's March Madness season. Who's your pick to win the tournament this year?
I don't know. Michigan State looks very good right now, but you can't beat that Virginia defense.
Awesome. I think Duke's going to take it this year.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, Sam, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. We've been speaking with Sam Bittner, junior forward for the men's basketball team. The men's baseball team opened Mountain West Conference play over the weekend. The Diamond Dogs took on New Mexico in a 3-game conference series. After blowing a 2-run lead in the 9th inning Friday night to lose Game 1 5-4, the Dogs bounced back with a 5-1 win Saturday and 5-4 win Sunday. Senior center fielder Zach Ashford's bat helped lift the Bulldogs over the Lobos as he hit 2 bombs on the series and extended his hitting streak to 15 games. The team improves to 11-6 on the season and 2-4 in conference play. The Bulldog football team is back on the field this week for the start of spring training. The team is heading into Coach Jeff Tedford's 2nd season, and there's a different energy out there compared to last year. Players will only be in helmets and shorts for the first 2 practices, but plan on being fully padded for this Saturday session. The Bulldogs have 15 practices over the next 5 weeks, with only 1 open to the public on April 14th at 10:30 in the morning. Save the date. In sports, it's not always about winning and losing. It's more than just a game. People in one local rec league are instead working to give every kid in the community a share of glory.
Every kid deserves a chance to make a layup, a chance to be on a team, a chance to make new friends. For kids with special needs, that chance isn't always there.
It's very hard when you have a child with a disability to find where they fit in and to be included. And this is an amazing organization that helps us to get our kids and be able to be involved with sports.
The organization she's referring to, Magic. A league founded by a dad looking to change the lives of not only his children, but the children in his community as well.
MAGIC is an acronym for Miracles Accessing Gaming and Collaboration. So we collaborate with neurotypical leagues that don't have special needs leagues, so our kids get to play in the same venues, they get the same uniforms, they get the same pictures and trophies. And man, it just took off. We started with 25 kids and now we got like over 100.
Along with basketball and baseball, Magic's creating magical opportunities far beyond the playing field.
They hosted a winter formal for the kids that allowed them to dress up, dance, and even featured a red carpet and a couple autographs.
I've honestly never seen something so more beautiful in my life than I saw a couple weeks ago when we did the winter formal. And I saw so many parents. It was just beautiful seeing the kids coming to us and having somewhere that they're able to go and feel comfortable going to, you know?
It's special moments like these that made Will want to start the league in the first place.
Man, being able to provide something for kids that never thought that they'd be able to do it, to provide an opportunity for parents that never thought their kids would be able to play basketball, baseball, soccer, you know, like that's it for me right there.
Making memories, making friends, and creating miracles. There's nothing a little magic can't make happen.
As basketball season is winding down, Magic is getting ready to jump right into spring baseball. For more information, follow Magic Fresno on Instagram or like them on Facebook. That's your focus on sports.
Hi, I'm Adeline Quintana with your entertainment news. The African Student Association brought the culture of Africa to Fresno State. A night in Africa was held at the Satellite Student Union this past Saturday. The event brought more awareness of the African culture to Fresno State and to African Americans who don't know a lot about their culture.
You know, we'll replicate it on stage, but most of these people are actually African Americans, right? But they have an idea or two, and then we Africans can actually teach them. It's easier, right? But what I hope is that we portray it in a way that's as similar as possible to what you experience in Africa.
More than 200 people went to the event that displayed many dances, speakers, and a fashion show. The annual South by Southwest Media Conference is happening this week in Austin. Thousands of people have gathered to celebrate the convergence of film, music, interactive media. The venue is filled with several exhibitions and booths showcasing the diversity in technology. Students and organizations from all around the world can register for the All Access badges to networking events and learn more about media outlets. Are you looking for something to do in between classes or later tonight? Bulldog Bowl can be the place for you. Students and faculty can sign up at the USU for the St. Patrick's Day Bowling Tournament happening right here at Fresno State. Although the first 2 rounds of the tournament have ended already, you could still catch the last one from 7 to 11 tonight. You don't want to miss out on this great opportunity. And did I mention it's free? 3.14, does that sound familiar to you? Today is Pi Day, and students of the Greek life are celebrating the annual math holiday. Sorority and fraternity members with a GPA of 3.0 and higher can get free pizza in front of the North Gym at the Alpha Phi Alpha booth. Students can also throw a pie in the face of an Alpha member for only $1. And that's your entertainment news. Back to you.
We want to get to breaking news. Toys R Us has announced it's planning to liquidate all of its stores in the U.S. This comes after the chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protected last fall. The chain pledged to stay open, but had weak sales during the holiday season. In January, Toys R Us announced plans to close about 180 stores. The company has yet to comment on the planned closures.
For many seniors, graduation is right around the corner. The 15th annual Grad Fest is happening right now outside the bookstore, and seniors are lining up to receive their grad boxes. The 2-day event gives graduates the chance to record thank you messages, take photos with friends, and even buy exclusive alumni apparel. For Haley Salazar, Grad Fest is something she has looked forward to ever since coming to Fresno State.
I've been here for 4 years, so since I was a freshman, and I see it happen every year, and I've always wanted to be a part of it eventually, so I think it's a cool little event where everyone who is a senior can be celebrated.
If you are graduating in May and would like to pick up or buy a grad box, visit the Grad Fest tent today before 5 or contact the Fresno State Alumni Association.
Man, I can't wait to graduate. I'm really close.
I'm on the same boat.
I'm ready to be done.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, we get in the octagon with a Central Valley MMA fighter making a comeback after suffering severe injuries.
Plus, a father and son bring comic books to life with their Comic-Con costume business.
Also, it's time to vote. We'll give you an inside look at the first day of ASI elections.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.